Welcome to episode 72 of Super Action Talk. Who's in the Action Talk studio today?
Nick Vorhees.
Nick Vorhees, everyone, from the world famous band Worn Out Souls. We're getting the entire band in here.
Good luck with the other two, but yeah. That's the drummer. You might get the bass player, but
nice.
Drummer's a busy man.
So you guys have a new album out. It's Pulp? Is that the name of it?
Yep.
That's cool. You record. Nate was in here a couple episodes ago, and we talked a little bit about that. So, tell me about it.
Yeah, it's for me. It's a huge step up from the first album. We just branched off stylistically a lot more, and I just put a lot more into it with my guitar parts there. I think everybody put a lot more into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can tell the songwriting really improved since some of your older stuff. I didn't realize you guys have been around as long as you have either.
Well, of course, it was Nathan and Adam and I forget his.
It doesn't matter.
His name. It's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, they had a 3-piece, and then that kind of that era of Worn Out Souls ended, and then me, Brian, and Adam were doing our own thing. We didn't have a name. We were just kind of jamming in Adam's basement, and then through mutual friends, I guess they told Nathan about us, and he came over, and that was that. We just started jamming, and that was in late 2016. So.
Okay. Yeah, he said they started about 2014 because, yeah, like I said, I didn't think you guys were around that long. It's because we've been around since it's like a year before, like 2013 is when I moved here. So we'll say it started around then. But yeah, we've been playing shows with you guys off and on that whole time. Time's just kind of ticking by.
Oh, Wes was the name of the drummer. Just to get that out there, so he doesn't think I forgot him. There. I feel complete now, but all right. Interestingly, at our show last week, the sound guy that we had actually was in a band called Opossum. He saw I was wearing a Mass Driver shirt, and he mentioned that. I said, dude, that's the first time I saw Mass Driver was at the show with you guys. And this was back at the old concourse.
Okay.
I believe it was 2014, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So so I remember kind of the beginnings there.
Yeah, we were terrible.
No, I thought y'all were awesome, man.
Well,
it was a really good variety that night.
Yeah, that was because I actually found an old flyer from around that time because we always played with the Bad Dudes. We always played with those guys, and I think it was like Tina Tarmac, which is Sarah Washington's old band. It was them, and I remember them. And then I can't remember the other band, but yeah. And then we did that show. What was the name of that? It was like early 2000s, 90s band. We played with at the concourse. Smile Empty Soul.
Yes.
Yeah.
God, that was a great show. I had so much fun.
I completely forgot about those guys.
I remember I was dragging ass trying to get, because we went first and y'all went second. We're dragging ass getting my gear off the stage.
Yeah.
I was so wore out after that set and everything. And
did you play that show with Mac Sabbath? Were you guys on that bill too? No? I can't remember if you were or not.
I wanted to see them. I mean, I figured it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we did that. It was us and, I'm trying to remember, Summoner Circle. I thought you guys were on. I guess you weren't. And, yeah, and then Mac Sabbath. It was one of my favorite memories from any show ever was, you know how like the backstage of that, it's like a loading dock.
Yeah.
We were just it was like us and some of the guys from the other bands were just kind of hanging out, just whatever, shooting shit after our sets. And Mac Sabbath were in the dressing rooms getting ready, and then they get called to the stage, and then the singer comes out who's dressed like Ronald McDonald. And he's got a big straw, and he just looks at us. He goes, "Ah!" And then he just fucking takes off.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, well, cool, man. So the song that you wanted to play from your new album is called "Whimsical Facade."
Yep.
Tell me about Whimsical Facade. Whimsical.
Well, that's Nathan's lyrics, and song title, and everything. I think it's a great song title. It's just this, he had a lot of songs that he'd worked up. mean, there was a few that I'd come up with a riff, and like that I'll Never song that he played when he was on here. That was a riff that I was just messing around with, and it just kind of came together at practice. But with this is one he had all worked out, and I just I recorded him with the microphone. I've got a little Boss recorder, and I just recorded him at practice, playing it all the way through, so I could take it home and then layer over it. But I spent a lot of time on the parts with that. But that's one of my favorite ones off the new album. I think it's a great riff, that main riff that he came up with. So
it's a really good chorus in that song. It kind of reminds me of Matthew Sweet.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, man. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. The melody and just the way that chorus is laid out really reminds me of that. So what kind of gear are you playing on it?
I'm playing.
I'm a big gearhead.
I have a Fender Standard, I believe it's called, amp. The original was one of those Ultimate Choruses. That's actually the one that I played on it, and Nathan has pretty much loaned me, hasn't given it to me. It's still his, but I have a big muff pedal, and I have a trying to remember the brand name. A Behringer. I've got several Behringer pedals. You know, they were cheap, whatever. I figured they'd get the job done. I have a Behringer overdrive that I use with the big muff pedal. It gives me definition, but also the feedback that I need and everything.
Is it a Tube Screamer clone?
No, I don't believe so.
That's usually, that's a secret that because I love fuzz. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
But I was really late to the game with that. Where you gotta, especially big muffs, you gotta run some sort of distortion into them in order to be actual heard, to get any sort of definition.
Now with the first album, it was just the big muff pedal, and that was it. See, this new one, I get a lot more cut and a lot more definition and tone in there. I think they work really well together. Yeah, you get the right combination of everything. But I got a Behringer chorus also that I use. That's really prominent on one part of Whimsical, like in the pre-chorus.
Yeah,
I really like that Brack mixed that as high as he did on that part.
Yeah,
so it stands out.
That dude's so fucking talented, man.
Yeah, I know it.
He's so good at all of that stuff, at all the mixing and all that. That's why we keep going back.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'll be really curious to see what he does with our shit, 'cause we got synths and stuff all over it now. It's gonna sound like fucking Miami Vice with fuzz. So yeah, that'll be interesting. But
I can't wait to hear that.
Yeah, me neither. All right, well, let's listen to Whimsical Facade by the Worn Out Souls. And we're back. Got sound effects on this thing. Cost me a lot of goddamn money. All right. So, hey, Nate, why don't you tell me about Alice in Chains and Goddamn? Goddamn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick, actually, but...
What'd I say?
You said Nate.
I'm sorry.
How dare you?
I'm sorry.
You'll never hear the end of this. Yeah, Goddamn, it's just... I wanted to pick a song by them that was maybe a little less obvious, like a really good deep cut.
I haven't heard this one in a long fucking time.
The riff is just one of my favorite Jerry Cantrell riffs. It's just so heavy. It's got all the elements that I love in it. I basically picked some stuff that, it's really shaped my sound. Mm-hmm. But the harmonies on this are just fantastic.
Yeah, as they usually are.
Like triple, quadruple, who knows how many layers of harmonies, but
it's yeah, I was thinking all the songs that you picked are pretty fucking. I mean, we'll talk about them when we get there, but yeah, they're pretty fucking deep. Especially, I haven't heard this one in probably since it came out.
Yeah,
I'm good for like maybe 5 Alice in Chains songs in a row, and then it's like I want to slip my wrist.
I've seen it have that effect on other people. Just like, oh, okay, I need
enough
to bring me up. It doesn't bother me like that, but everybody,
So were you like in a Mad Season?
Oh yeah, God, that album's great. Mm-hmm. I think we jammed on Lifeless Dead before in a previous band, and Worn Out Souls. We jammed on I Don't Know Anything. So it's a fantastic album.
I remember doing. I've been in a lot of shitty bands over the years, and I was in a band, and we covered. What was it? It was Dam the River and Angry Chair.
Oh yeah,
and we did them horribly.
We talked about doing that, Damn That River, and a lot to do. It ain't like that anymore.
Mm-hmm. It's their songs are fucking hard to play, man. It's like to play them right, and then and then again the harmonies and all that shit.
Well, with us, almost all their stuff is half step down. So I have another guitar that I used to use when we used to play wood, and I'd have that guitar just for that song and everything. And we'd like to throw some Alice covers in there here and there. We just hadn't gotten to that yet. So we did a couple of Pumpkin songs at the show.
Okay.
Last week that we've played for years.
Which ones did you do?
I did Quiet and Rocket.
I love Rocket, man. That's good. That's a good Big Muff. What they call it, the dreamy. It's got a name for his Big Muff. They call it's some sort of mod to it, Creamy Dreamer or some shit like that. Yeah, that's a badass song, man.
Well, it's not Creamy Muff. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Hey now.
Hey now. Now, Rocket's got so many little guitar parts, so many nuances in it. It took me a little while to get it down. Mm-hmm. All those old James Ehaw parts. Like, I just had that much more respect for Smashing Pumpkins when I started learning their stuff. It's a little more intricate than I realized.
It's way more. Yeah, I was in, again, I've been in a lot of shitty bands over the years. I was in this one band called Boomstick back in the 90s, and we covered I can't remember. We covered a couple of their songs, and I just remember, like, I can't believe how fucking complicated these are. Like it almost seemed like they were being weird for the sake of being weird, like just the slight little changes, you know. Queens of the Stone Age is like that too. If you ever try to play their shit,
oh god,
it's like,
imagine.
Yeah, it's like really, is this? Why are we doing this?
Yeah, Pixies got some tricky stuff too.
I never appreciated any of that shit because back in the day, I was into that stuff, but I was more into metal. Mm-hmm. So it was more about cramming as much riffs and shit into something as in a song as possible, and then going back and learning all that other stuff that I thought was simple. It's just like, no, it's better songwriting is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, these guys actually know what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah.
Except Nirvana, that stuff was easy. So, all right. Well, why don't we listen to the Alice in Chains and Goddamn. And we're back.
All right.
That's a long one. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
I got all kinds of shit on here.
I like doing the Sam Elliott voice when I heard that Western music playing.
Yeah. What was I going to ask you? So how many bands have you been in over the years? Because I keep talking about all the ones that I've been in.
Really not that many. A couple of different incarnations of a band called Release. Used to play the Prince Deli a lot and a few other places. I'm trying to remember. I wasn't a part of that band for a while, and then got in the band. Like, I'm trying to think. Golly, it's been forever. 2005, somewhere in there.
Where was that Prince Deli? Because that was gone by the time I came here. Where was that at?
It's right off the interstate there at Level Road.
Okay, by the porn shop.
Yeah, it was right. I remember last time we played there. That was there. I was just kind of laughing, like,
huh? It was. So was it on that side? Like, so there's a truck stop on one side, and then there's like the porn shop and the, what is that, a Waffle House over there?
Oh, it's like smack dab right next to the porn store.
No shit.
Yeah.
So was that just like a bar, or was it like an actual deli?
It was a bar that, it was that too, man. They had food and all that stuff, and it actually, I like how it was laid out. Mm-hmm. You go in there, it was pretty decent amount of room. It had a good stage and everything. But in 2008, it was we started 2007. We started practicing down at East Tennessee Storage.
Okay.
Off Dutch Valley. 10 years. There's several local bands that practice down there. Just different friends I've had over the years have mentioned. I'm like, oh, we used to practice down there. We might have been down there at the exact same time and didn't know it. But we started practicing down there in 2007, and then we got to where we were starting to play shows, and we did a couple shows at Prince Deli 2008. I've actually got video of each one of those.
Oh, that's cool.
It's fun to go back and watch. But It was fun. I wish it was still there.
So they did. I guess they completely knocked the building down, right?
I don't know if they knocked it down or it's just something else now. I don't have any idea.
So you practice in storage units?
We were in the front building where the main office was, so it was actual rooms. It wasn't
the actual units.
Yeah, we were in the front building, so we actually had it wasn't
okay.
Actually, a storage unit per se.
I did that for years. I mean, like fucking years, and that's part of the reason I know my hearing is so bad because it's like as much as you try to like deaden the sound. We used to go to like carpet stores and dumpster dive and get all the padding and shit hanging up on the walls. So then you're breathing all that in as well. But I remember for years we did that shit, and it was in Pennsylvania, so it was brutally cold in the wintertime. So we would have like kerosene. So you're breathing that at the same time. And then in the summertime,
ruining your hearing and breathing in kerosene.
And then, it was hell on earth. I could never go back. I would stop playing music if that were my options to go back to that shit.
Yeah. Well, they had the carpet kind of stuff already up on the walls, the soundproof material.
Nice.
It was cool. The lady that owned it was just like, just don't play, like 9 to 5 hours while she was in her office. But, I could go down there at 2 or 3 in the morning. And at the time I worked night shift. So sometimes I'd go there after work.
Yeah.
Just bang out a song or whatever.
Yeah. It's fun, man. Where we were, there were like 3 or 4 other bands in there. And there was this prog band that was up. It was a couple, units up from us, and they would come down. We had a TV and a couch, and we had our place pretty nice. Yeah. And we used to run a PlayStation. We had a PlayStation 2 in there, I think, and we used to run it through the PA. So those guys would come down, and we'd all like bullshit, and they would do drugs and shit, and then we'd play fucking video games, and it was fun. Actual the actual work we put in there, it sucked, but like it was. In hindsight, I guess that's a good memory, but I would never go back to it.
Yeah, we had like a PA, like speakers were like,
way too big,
3 feet tall. Yeah. Like, man, it was amazing just going there, just playing just music in general through it. But yeah, I fucked off a lot in there, honestly, man. I should have recorded a lot more stuff during that time. I think because it was so available and everything, I just kind of took it for granted.
Yeah. I remember I had one of those Tascam, the tape player, it was like an 8-track or something like that. And I probably have those tapes somewhere, and we used to record on that. And then, I was like, this tape thing, I got rid of it. Now I kind of want one again. But the prices on cassettes have skyrocketed. Yeah. So it's like, I guess what I'm saying is I'm reverting back to my the 80s, with everything I'm doing, like my Transformers up there.
Oh, yeah. I noticed that. All the Arnold stuff.
Yep. Predator, greatest movie of all time. I can't think of a better action movie. Got my Phil Collins over there.
I would say Big Trouble in Little China. That's like that's my go-to like 80s. Besides Indiana Jones, those are like the first 3 of those are like my favorite of all time. But yeah, Predator's up there. Big Trouble in Little China for sure.
Are you excited to see the new Indiana Jones? What do you think of that?
I'm gonna go see it anyway.
Yeah, that's where
it's gotta be better than the last one. Surely.
Maybe.
Surely. That last one. Well, this one won't have Shia LaBeouf in whatever.
He's the worst.
They like overacted the crap out of that character. It was just like soap opera acting or something. It was like, man.
I'm pretty pumped for the Flash movie, actually.
Yeah, I've heard some. Well, there's a lot of hype for it, but I know Michael Keaton's back as Batman.
And there's like all kinds of other shit that like they're not releasing about it. It's like all these.
I watched the Flash series back in like 1991, whenever it was. I loved that.
Yeah. It was cool, man. That was actually, was that 90s or was that 80s? Yeah, I guess that was 90s.
Yeah.
It was after Batman, wasn't it?
Like 90, 91, somewhere in there.
It was, yeah.
There's an episode, I looked it up on YouTube because I hadn't thought about it in a long time until, all the buzz about this new Flash movie. It's been everywhere. But I looked it up. I remember there was one episode where he was facing off against these drug dealers and stuff, and I think they had a band too, and they had their lair, had a stage and all this. And,
nice.
And I remember he gets up there at the end and he starts windmilling it and everything, making all this noise, and it's like he makes them all drop dead with the volume.
Because he's doing the Flash.
He's so fast and everything. He's like firing off all these solos and everything.
Oh, man.
I'll have to send you that clip. It is freaking hilarious.
Dude, I'll use that for some MD shit. That sounds amazing.
Oh, yeah. He's like, let's rock. Of course, he had to say some one-liner, you know. But yeah, I love that. So of course, I'm psyched to hear about the new Flash. I definitely want to see it.
Yeah.
Especially with Michael Keaton back. That's just
that's pretty cool. Did you are you into the Marvel shit at all?
Yeah, kind of casually. I don't. I've missed so many of enough of the movies that it's like puzzle pieces fitting together.
Right.
That I'm not going to get a lot of the story. But I love the action and the characters and everything. And
did you see the last? So did you see the last Guardians of the Galaxy?
No, I've heard
it's good. It's very good. But Jesus Christ, it fucking bummed me out for like 2 days. Like if you like animals at all, it's tough watch. Yeah,
thanks for the heads up.
Yeah, but it's good. It is good. It's just like, fuck, man, I can't believe it's I mean, it's violent too. Yeah. It's violent and kind of bloody and what's his name? Star-Lord says fuck, It's like, wow.
Dark.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Well, that part of it sounds cool a little bit. Yeah. I've seen like the first Avengers movie. I've just missed so many of them, but I think that the first Thor movie I've seen. I loved Black Panther. It was awesome. Mm-hmm. The first 2 Ant-Man movies I've seen. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen the newest one. And so it's just kind of casual. Like I enjoy watching them, here and there, but I'm not all about just
when they come out
fanatical about it.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like a huge comic book nerd growing up. So it was, so I always like, and
I've got a decent collection. It's not like a huge collection. My favorite comic book I have is Gambit, the first issue.
Yeah, okay.
It's in mint condition. I had it put in a hard shell. Actually, I bought it. It was in a hard shell plastic case, nice. Thankfully. Got Meteor Man. I've got a Street Fighter issue, Fighter 2 issue 1, and
a
couple Spider-Man ones. Got a lot of X-Men.
Okay.
A lot of X-Men stuff. But
I was talking to Nate about all that stuff because he's into all that shit too. Yeah. I've moved so many times in my life that I was like, I'm tired of moving with all these comics. I had 12 of those long boxes. Wow. It was a ridiculous amount, and it was mostly Spider-Man. But I had a lot of independent shit too, because it's like I used to draw comics, and it's like, but it just got to be too much. Now it's like I'm slowly going back and buying shit again that I used to have, like all the old 80s Transformers. I'm really gay for the Transformers. I don't know if you know that or not. But I've been slowly going back and buying all those old issues, like from the Marvel ones from the 80s. It's just,
you think He-Man? I know when I was little, it was all about He-Man. I got one Christmas, my fourth Christmas, where I was like, when was this? 1984. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'll never forget that. That was like one of the best Christmases I had. I got the whole play set of Castle Grayskull,
nice.
Front Zone, and Snake Mountain. Got all those.
You had Snake Mountain?
Oh yeah,
I never had that. Yeah, with was it a wolf head?
Something like that. Yeah. But that was what I was really into as far as action figures. Of course, I love G.I. Joe, but I couldn't find like the coolest ones. Mm-hmm. Like I'd go to the store or whatever. I think the first one I got was the astronaut one.
Okay.
I know. I wanted Snake Eyes and all them, but and then Ninja Turtles, of course, was that's probably what I was into the most.
I was way into them too. You know what I remember about those toys was the weapons were sharp. Like the plastic on it was like super fucking sharp, because they had the stars they would come with, and yeah. The sword. I remember Leonardo's swords. They always stab me in the hands, but yeah, they were cool. They actually started bringing all those back too.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I was at a Walmart, just walking through the toy section. It just caught my eye. I was like, holy shit, man! They've got Ninja Turtles again.
Dude, they got all that. I
couldn't believe
shit.
it. The He-Man toys. They had the whatever the big cat was that he rode around on.
Battle Cat.
Yeah, Battle Cat. Yeah. They had that. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, all that shit's back, man. It's like all those Transformers are back. It's like, but they're like better than they used to be. It's like, because that other stuff was like, it was built like shit. It was like, it was awesome. But like, do you remember the G.I. Joes that they had a rubber band in them? At the waist, that's how they turn. It's like, fucking thing would snap. The Star Wars characters were garbage. It was awesome, and I fucking loved it. But like, you compare that stuff to the stuff now, it's like you can't. Stuff was just bullshit.
It's cool. You go to like flea markets like that. I think it's Antique Mall or what. It's that big barn that's on the Parkway, Winfield Dunn Parkway, going out to Sevierville. It's off to the left. It's this huge antique place. Yeah, I don't know if you've been there, but there's all kinds of cool shit like that. They had like those old Garfield mugs from McDonald's.
Right.
It's like nostalgia heaven in there.
I always drag her to that shit. Yeah, because it's I started getting into. I had a couple of really good finds on Facebook Marketplace over the past 5-6 months, like crazy gear finds. So now it's like I'm obsessed with it, and every day I'm looking on there for different things. So now I started looking at the old toys, much to her chagrin.
I got a buddy that's like a big collector of those, and he's got like display shelves and everything in his living room. And
my buddy, one of my best friends from up home's like that. He and his wife actually started a business. It's called Crystal Lake Collectibles, and they'll go to like all the conventions. They come down here every now and then, and they just you ought to see his fucking house. It is like, it's like going into a 1980s toy store. It is insane. He's got the RoboCop gun, the what the hell is that? An Auto 9, he has that up in a fucking glass case up on his wall. It's so rad. Batman shit everywhere. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. It's fun, man. It's fun to meet people around the same age. It's like all the shared. I don't think kids now have that kind of shit.
No, I feel bad for them. Really, I mean, used to. We just really you see those memes on Facebook, but they're so true. The ones that say we used to stay out until we saw the street lights, and that's when we knew we had to go back home and all this. But that's really how it was, man.
Yeah, latchkey kids.
And I'm just as guilty as everybody else. Staying on my phone all the freaking time, but. I feel really lucky to have grown up when I did.
Yeah.
And that was like, speaking of cartoons, that was definitely the golden era.
Oh my God, yeah.
And movies too. Golly, man. There's so many great movies.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s.
Yeah, all the a big reason why all those, because those cartoons were like just toy commercials.
Yeah.
And it's because they got rid of all the regulations at the time. Because they were, there's only supposed to be so much of that. Like, what was it? Like, educational programming. And then Reagan came in and said, fuck that. Then we got all these awesome fucking toys and
fuck that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really a shame. Everything's so it's so like separated now. Austin and I always talk about that. It's too bad. It's just too fucking bad. But I don't know. The cool thing now is like we're older and we can, that old stuff's still around, and now we can generally afford it.
Yeah. Right.
So like I have a Mortal Kombat machine out there. I never in my fucking life thought I would ever have that.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I remember, then I forgot again because I was thinking about coming over here. I was like, oh yeah, he's got that Mortal Kombat machine.
Oh, we'll fucking play after.
Man, I just remember going down to Fountain Lanes there on Broadway and spending God knows how much every time I go down there. Me and my buddy would go at least once or twice a week. And they had Mortal Kombat 2, and I would just spend hours on that. Yeah. Just trying to perfect, all the moves and the fatalities and all that.
It was fun, man, because I used to be in, like, fucking contests and shit for that. Like, especially the third. Oh, dude, I was good.
I've still got the third manual, like the guide and everything.
Oh, really?
Yep. I got it in with my comic books and stuff.
Nice. We used to go to this one mall, and it was fun because they had... Like, again, it was especially the third one. They had it on a big screen, and they had like coin slots on top of the controllers. So whoever was next, you put your quarter up, and then they would go. But it was like all people of like different races and different this and that, and everybody just talked mad shit to each other. Yeah. It didn't even fucking matter. It's like I remember like I was always Nightwolf the Indian. But I could use everybody, and this one guy was this one big black dude was always Jax. Yeah. And so I picked Strike. We're really getting nerdy now. I picked Stryker the cop, and all the black dude's friends were like, "He's gonna take your black ass to jail."
Stryker is kind of an underrated character. I thought he had some really awesome moves.
Yeah.
But I'd get the Sector a lot of the time, or one of the robots.
Cyrax.
Yeah.
Noob Cybot.
Yeah, man, I haven't played that in forever.
Yeah,
I remember Aladdin's Castle there at Easttown, across from the movies. man, yeah, there was a bunch of shit talking that going on there. I mean, you'd have like 30 people standing around when that came out. I remember being on school field trips and we'd stop there at the food court. And of course, we'd have to run in there and play. It was like the best thing ever.
Oh, it was
when that came out.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I was so obsessed with the second one, you know, and then when that third one came out, it was just like,
yeah, it's like, holy shit, there's an extra button on this.
Yeah.
It's a run button. Yeah, it's fun. It's when I do. I usually only play that thing now when people come over, but like I've found that I've gone back to the first one more than the other ones, and it's like because I used to always play as either Johnny Cage or Sub-Zero.
Yeah,
but now it's like I like Kano.
Yeah,
which is I don't know if that's like a personality thing or you know it's like just I don't. Yeah,
I always like Kano too though.
Yeah, he's got the coolest moves like the range of motion moves. You know, just like. With the joystick, you know, doing it. I'm doing a circle.
Yeah,
right
the
now.
spinning like attack, whatever he did,
and you can like hold it, and he would just sit there and spin, and he, you know, he's got cool like laser blades and shit.
I always thought his heart rip was like my favorite fatality. With the
That's
first
a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. They got a little too complicated. I remember the second one. They started with like the babalities and the animalities and friendships.
Yeah, friendship.
And then the third one, you had Mercy, where you could bring them, like if you killed somebody, you could bring them back, and they'd have like a little bit more health, just to whoop their ass again, you know?
Yeah.
just to
have the satisfaction again.
Drive their dick right in the dirt. Yeah. That's fun. So anyway, we're talking about songs. What are we at?
I don't know what order you.
Why don't you tell me about Hum, which I haven't thought of this band in fucking years.
Well, you're in for a treat, man. They come out with a new album a couple of years ago.
Oh, really?
This one isn't off that. This is off of Downward is Heavenward. I think it's like their third album or whatever, but it's not the one. It's the one after the album that had stars on it. That was their big hit. But and that's what got me into them. That and I Like Your Hair Long. First time I heard that on the radio, it was just like, whoa! It's just that riff. You get the right riff, man. You can.
Yeah. Oh, I
you got a song. But this one I just discovered a few years ago, and I'm like, man, how did I sleep on this follow-up album? It come out like when I graduated. I didn't even know. But it's just an awesome freaking song, man. This one, it's just in your face. Yeah,
it's good. It's like I said, I never I remember these guys, but it never I didn't really listen to them, but I remember them. Didn't they do like a documentary? I think they did a documentary about them.
I think I saw that on YouTube the other night. I was looking up some of their stuff. They look like a bunch of scientists or something. They don't.
Yeah.
Which fun. I think is cool, man. You just don't expect that. But, man, I just love the layers of guitar they have. It's such a dense sound.
Do you know where they're from?
I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll
never know.
People will be surprised if I don't know. They think I know everything about every band and every band member's name and all that. But
so when you were in like high school and stuff, were you mostly like a rock guy, or did you listen to anything else?
Well, going into high school was summer of '94. I think it was like the Black Hole Sun video, which is still my favorite music video of all time. I kind of like Jeremy, some of the other stuff, No Excuses, Alice in Chains. But then when Black Hole Sun came out, I saw that video. I'm just like, I just propelled myself into anything hard rock, alternative. And before then, I was into rap. So I still was listening to rap and stuff like that. Well, hell, rap was awesome then.
I fucking love rap.
Yeah, I mean, Dre, Snoop, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Horse Beastie Boys, Cypress Hill, Bone, all that shit. But man, that's really summer '94 is when I got really into rock, man. And then I got into Judas Priest and Van Halen and all that stuff in high school.
Van Halen, not Van Hagar.
Van Hagar too, though. Yeah. I mean, I like both of them, but
Gary Sharon.
See, and that came out the year I graduated too, man. I just tried like hell a lot.
It's not good.
There's a couple that Fire in the Hole song. I think is the only one now that I could probably listen to.
Mm-hmm.
But it just sounded like Gary was trying too hard. I love Extreme, but it's just like he was trying too hard to sing real heavy and all this, and it just didn't.
Yeah, that's not as bad.
I hate the production on that album too.
They only had that one album, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was like all that talk about Dave coming back, and then I fucking love David Lee Roth, like
Yeah.
just as a personality. But like I fucking like old Van Halen, I fucking love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
I'm one of the ones that loves Van Hagar too. I could see why people didn't like it because it was definitely poppier and slower and all that. But I mean, I love Sammy Hagar as a singer anyway, and I love his solo stuff and Montrose. But
Austin, our drummer, feels the exact same way. He doesn't like David Lee Roth. He likes Sammy Hagar, Van Halen, and it's like I give that guy shit every fucking time he brings it up. I like Sammy Hagar's lifestyle, but I don't care for his music. Seems like a really awesome guy. He's got like a cool series on YouTube and shit. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, like the one with Maynard James Keenan. He visits his vineyard and all that. Yeah, I love watching those.
Do you ever see the one Brian Johnson has a similar one where he goes and talks to these people? It's mostly like, they're mostly like around the same age.
Yeah.
They're like all in their 70s and shit. But like he goes and talks to Robert Plant and Sting and all this shit.
They have like subtitles for him.
Yeah. You don't know. You have no idea what he's saying all the time.
All right.
Yeah, it's just like 2 foot tall. But it's really, I can't think of what it's called. The one the one with Robert Plant, like they're like in fucking Scotland somewhere or some shit, and Robert Plant comes out with a sword, and he's dressed like he was in Song Remains the Same. He's got like this big fur thing on and shit. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, man.
It's exactly what you want. So since we talking about Robert Plant, let's listen to Hum. And do you have anything else to say about them?
No, I was just trying to pick some bands, maybe less obvious, alt rock.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Alt metal bands that,
Yeah,
I'm just trying to pick some different stuff that's been influential to me.
That's cool, man. All right, so here we go with Hum and Comin Home. And we're back. You know what that's from?
No. I feel like I should know.
Talking 80s.
Well, I figured it's from the 80s, but
Police Academy.
Oh, okay.
They go into the gay bar, the Blue Oyster.
Oh, okay. I don't remember which one that was.
All right, so this is the part. This is the part of the show where we go
balls deep,
and we're gonna learn a little bit more about you. So tell me, do you have any reoccurring nightmares?
balls deep.
Recurring nightmares. Well, I just quit my job like 3 weeks ago, and I was having nightmares about that place.
What were you doing?
Just, I was working in the packaging department back there, stacking pallets, or packing cups of food into the boxes and all that. And there's just a lot. It wasn't a bad job, really. If the big picture of it, you look at it like anyone outside, be like, "Oh man, that's gravy, dude." Yeah. But I had a lot more responsibility and stuff to. I knew more than about anybody else over on that side, so it just got to be more stressful. But I would have dreams of like wrong work order being printed on the box or something like that, and us having to redo like 10 pallets or something. And I don't think I've had a recurring nightmare since that. But
so where you at? Where you working at now?
I'm just kind of doing odd stuff like day labor, whatever, and looking at different delivery type jobs till I could settle somewhere. I didn't want to like hastily just go straight to another job that was same kind of work and then end up in the same situation. So,
well, if something opens up where I'm at, we'll talk about it off the air. But
yeah.
see what I can do.
Kind of free agent right now, but it's a weird feeling, man, because it's the first time I've been in this situation and hell, probably since I was like 18.
How long were you at that job?
9 years.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and then I was at JFG before that for 15.
Really?
Yeah, so I've only really worked 2 jobs.
Huh. Wow. Well, I mean, it shouldn't be hard to find anything then. I mean, it's not like you're just jumping from job. So you're just sick of the grind.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't even any windows in that room. It was, I didn't mind that it was cold in there and stuff, but I just done it for so long and everything. It was just time. A lot of great people over there, I'll miss them and everything, but just time to start a new chapter.
So did you, we don't have to get too much into this if you don't.
Oh yeah, no.
Did you give them notice or were you just like, fuck this.
The plan was to give them notice. That's what my plan was, to have something lined up and all this. And no, I just walked out. It was like on a Monday morning. I was there for like an hour and was just like, nope.
Can't do it.
Yeah. I tried, man. And I feel bad that I kind of left them hanging like that, but I just couldn't take it anymore.
Did they try to get you back?
Well, I walked out back in January too, and it was and I was screaming, like psychotically screaming. I just blew up. It takes a lot to make me mad, but I mean, I just blew up and stormed out of there. So I was real obvious about it. So of course, supervisor called me at the office. All that. It was like, basically, they kind of taught me, I come back the next day and all that stuff. So, but this time I just quietly just left.
That shit
I didn't want anybody stopping me.
That shit never works out. Like if you're at a place and they're like, "Oh, we'll give you more money. We'll do this. We'll do."
Yeah.
That shit never fucking works out. You're better off just leaving.
Yeah.
Huh. It's like relationships are like that too.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be different this time. No, it won't.
There's just a lot of stuff changing over there, man, and it's nothing against them. It's just time to move on.
I fucking get that. I'm kind of. I was actually just talking to the wife about that with my job today. Just kind of, all right, it's enough.
I never knew what kind of work you did.
It's a secret.
It's a secret. A secret agent. Okay.
Manage a warehouse.
Oh, okay. That's fairly similar to what
it's like I had a job with the Pennsylvania Department of Revenue for about 5 years doing inheritance and realty tax. And I hated it. I fucking hate it. I got that job because I was in a band with a guy and he had a job there and his dad was a director and blah, blah, blah. But this kind of shit that I do now, it's shit that I've done like almost my entire life, like just, it's a little more than just shipping, receiving, all that work orders and stuff. But it's what I've always done. Yeah. And I know I can make the most money at it. And like, it gives me the flexibility to do all the other shit I want to do.
Yeah.
But
that's what I'm looking for too. Something flexible, because where I was at, man, I mean, you can go in at 6 in the morning, you might be there till 6 at 9 or later.
Oh, sometimes. Really? There's no set sort of.
Well, there was second shift that, and all that. So, and that had gotten better, but there for a while, man, I was there till like 7 every night.
Oh, that's fucking no good.
So I definitely am looking for some flexibility. That's interesting though, man. I just never, we always talk to each other at shows and stuff.
You don't really?
A little bit. I'm just kind of like a butterfly buzzing around and,
Well, that's why we go.
Balls.
Yeah, there we go. I forgot all about that. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah,
the sound effects a nice touch too. The splashing.
Yeah, I did that. I made that. Not bragging.
Balls deep.
Little encore. Just wanted to hear it again.
Yeah, I had a job before I moved here doing a similar thing, warehouse, blah blah blah. But I was dealing more with receiving at that time, and so I dealt with truck drivers a lot.
Yeah,
get their paperwork, and it's like I used to have fucking nightmares about it because I hated. A lot of them were nice, but man, a lot of them weren't. It was mostly like, it was all like the Eastern Europe Russians. Ukrainians they were always the worst because it's something about that culture where they're just argumentative and that's what they understand. Yeah. It's like, you can't be nice. They're always like, oh, but my friend, and then and when I came here, I was at the job I'm at now, like we had a truck driver show up. It was a woman actually. And I could, as soon as she opened her mouth, I knew where she was from. She was from either Ukraine or Russia. I think she was Ukrainian. And, she started in like they do. And I just fucking let her have it because that's how I used to do it off home. And all the guys I work with, they never saw me like that. And they were just like, Jesus fucking Christ. And then, but she listened. She's like, okay, I understand. Because you got to fight with them, Yeah. A lot of the Canadians were like that too, that I had to deal with. They were just like, I don't know. It's just something. And they were Indian too, which was weird. Indian or Pakistani. It's a culture thing.
Real quick, interesting story here. They used to have me pick up like cigarette butts and all this shit, and I don't even smoke, so that really pissed me off having to do that.
Yeah,
like,
gross.
Just hate my fucking mess. But so I was just doing the normal thing, and I went around the side of the building, and picking cigarette butts up out of the grass and stuff near the parking lot, and damn near tripped over this guy. There's this Middle Eastern guy sitting Indian fashion, and I'm assuming he was facing Mecca. Like they have to so many times a day wherever you're at. Yeah, damn near tripped over the guy. I thought that is like the most random shit.
Yeah.
Like ever. He was a truck driver.
Yeah.
Turns out he's one of the truck drivers.
A lot of them are. Yeah.
Found him a spot, man. That, and there was a guy at JFG that got arrested right in front of our manager's office, and had like 20 cops chasing him through all the departments. And he finally ended up. I worked in the mayonnaise department over there on the cleanup crew. That's what I did for 15 years over there. But so that, and then that other thing, it was like two of the most random things I've ever seen at work. But yeah,
we had I remember we had a midget truck driver once, and it was like, I guess that's not whatever, but I remember seeing him get out of the truck, and I was like, what the fuck? I started calling everybody over, like, you gotta fucking see this, you know? And
he had to have had a certain ladder or some shit to where he could get down easier.
But a lot of those guys, they couldn't read English, so they couldn't read the signs, and they would just hand me paperwork, and I was like, what am I looking at? And they would just point at it, and I'm like, you know, and I'd been there a long time, just like, you're fucking telling me you drove the whole way here from wherever and you couldn't read you know, and a lot of them were like on pills and shit, or like you'd see a lot of, not a lot, but I saw quite a few times dudes that had like one hand made up like a woman's hand, where it'd be like all manicured and have like long nails and shit, because they're probably beating off other guys.
Oh God, man.
Dude, they're fucking animals, man.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking truck drivers.
Like them serial killer shit I've been seeing on like Netflix or whatever. That's freaking crazy.
It's something. It is a crazy lifestyle.
I don't think I could do it, man. Just be away from home for so long like that.
That's a nightmare, you know. You're like bathing in, if you do bathe at all, which a lot of them wouldn't, you know, like in bathrooms and shit.
Yeah.
You know, just.
Wow,
God, that's a tough lifestyle. Over the road truck driver.
This shit's getting dark, man. I like that's cool, man.
Well, I could ask you here. Let me ask you a more lighthearted question.
Yeah,
I didn't think it would go there. All right, here we go. This is one I ask a lot. All right, is it more rude to be 20 minutes early or 10 minutes late?
Balls deep.
I'm going to say late, man, because early, like if you're talking about in general, like for...
Let's say band practice.
Oh, well, I will definitely say it's more rude to be late.
20 minutes early? You don't think that's rude?
Not really. Not with our particular band, nah.
Just lucky if they show up.
Sit out of the car, drink a beer. And they'll be glad just to see everybody get there. Because we practice out at his place now. He's out in Powell. But we used to practice at Adams. He's just a few minutes away from my house.
Oh, okay.
You know, so that was a lot easier. But yeah, I'm sure he's very content. We're all there. So 20 minutes late ain't a big deal. Well, if we get there early, a lot of times we won't be able to get in, but it's like, shit, I'll just sit out in the truck and have a beer or something then.
Yeah. All right. That's good. That's the same answer Austin would give, you know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's fair.
Like, you're fired.
Yeah. Get out of my sight. Wow. What are you playing through now?
Well, I got another Fender amp, and it's I like it better than the old one. The old one is Adams, and I've just got the new one stacked on top of it right now.
Nice.
Trying to remember, because as soon as I bought it, I took it out there to Nate's, man, and just set it up. It's really similar to the Ultimate Chorus. I want to say it's not standard.
I don't even know what that is.
A Champion, Fender Champion.
Okay.
I believe it's a Fender Champion. That's it. I was just trying to fish for the word for the particular brand of it.
Is it a head or is it like a combo amp?
It's a combo.
Okay.
Yeah. It's sweet, man. That thing is loud. You know, at the show last week, man, I was trying to like not be too loud, but it seems like every gig we've played, I'm way too loud. We had a bass player, Jody. He filled in for Adam when Adam had broken his wrist, and I remember this was the Brickyard, because we played like 4 times at the Brickyard back in 2019, and he walked in front of my amp before we were kind of getting warmed up and everything. He's like, "Dude, I can't even hear the fucking drums because your amp's so loud." Those Fender amps have so much clarity to them. They're just really bright.
Yeah.
And then you add the big muff pedal and all that to it, man. It's just, so I have no problems with volume.
It's funny because Nate actually said to me, he messaged me today, it's about video games or something, and he said talking about gear a little bit, and he said he has to get a boost pedal. Said he keeps getting lost. But yeah, it's
that gig, I forget his name, the one that was an opossum doing our sound. Yeah, he was just like, "Dude, I'm trying to regulate your sound, but you're still too fucking loud, man. You just dial down just a little bit more."
Yeah. Well,
it's getting that right combination of the clean and the distortion volume and everything. I just didn't want my clean to be too low. So I was just trying to get the right balance and all that stuff. But
sounds like it isn't.
It's still too loud, no matter what.
I noticed that with bass, it took me a long time to realize it, because bass, like the sound waves they're wider.
Yeah.
So like if you're sitting right up against the speakers, you can't fucking hear it. Meanwhile, you're killing the people, that are 10 feet away. And I never understood that. So I just kept cranking them. Like, I can't fucking hear anything.
God, I remember the Burrito Bash a few years ago at the Birdhouse, man. Motherfucker, you guys are loud. It was great. It was awesome, man. But I was holy shit, this is the
it's
loudest band I've seen in fucking wow.
Yeah, we like to have fun.
I think the loudest local band I can remember, like in a small space, besides you guys, but it's a band called Genghis Tron. I saw it at the Pilot Light.
That is such a good name, by the way. Someone else brought them up.
They had a drum machine and all that, and they had everything cranked super high in there, and I thought I was going to freaking lose my hearing completely. I think I spent more time out in front of the Pilot Light, kind of listening further away.
Have you been in that place lately?
No, I haven't been to the Pilot Light in a long time, man. I've wanted to go back.
Did you ever play there?
No, I've always wanted to.
Here's the thing about the Pilot Light. Like, I'm really glad it exists. I'm glad that those kind of places are still around here.
Oh yeah.
Because that's probably the last one. Remember like Hot Horse used to be next door and all that other cool shit. But that, I love playing that place because for some reason it sounds really good in that place. It shouldn't, but it does. But trying to set up a show in there is a fucking nightmare because it's just, I can't think of his name now. Jason
Boardman. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like a one-man show and he has like another job. Yeah. So and I think he prioritizes the really weird shit, stuff that can't play anywhere else, which is cool. I get it. But like, man, it is really fucking hard.
I know Chris Rusk, I believe, books shows there too.
Okay.
He also books for the Punk Rock Flea Market every year. And I talked to him at the Punk Rock Flea Market back in 2019. It was all like, "Hey man, we'd love to play this." And I'm always trying to talk to people, like getting shows and stuff set up. So
you got to like really stay on their ass.
Yeah.
It's like we played there. The last time we played there was with the surf band, and we played, we played with this, it's a Russian surf band. Oh God.
Wow. Just that sounds awesome.
Yeah. I can't
Russian surf.
Yeah. God damn it. Now it's killing me. It's killing me what they're
I've forgotten
called.
About 10 names during this thing anyway. Don't worry about it.
But they have a following. Like they're actually on a record label. Like actually it's Mike Patton's record label.
Oh, cool.
But like we had to set that thing up because they were touring around here and they were playing it. I think they played in Chattanooga the night before, and this was like a drive-through thing. But we didn't know until that day that show was going to go on. And it was like we were promoting it and this and that. It's like, but like you kind of get confirmation, but you don't. And then and I remember telling our guitar player at the time, I was like, dude, I'm never fucking dealing with this shit again. I'm too fucking old the people don't, that you can't fucking get back to me.
That's the cool thing about being our age is like you could really say I'm too fucking old. It's like, all right.
It's, what? It's true.
I see people that are 30 on Facebook saying that I'm too old for this. Like, no, you're
you
not.
Have no idea. You
fucking baby. You're a fucking kid still, man.
That's one of, for me, that's one of the good things that came out of the pandemic. It's like, I kind of like came to the realization. It's like, I love playing shows and I love doing the whole thing, but it's like, I don't need it. You know, like I thought that I did. I love doing it and it's great, but like, if it's a giant pain in the ass, you know, it's like I think my barometer for that is a lot better than it used to be. It's like, you know, oh, do you want to play this show like, you know, at 11 o'clock on a fucking Tuesday? It's like, no, I don't.
Well, here's how this happened. Record store day, right when I was about to leave, I turned around and there's Scott West, and I'm like, I'd always wanted to meet him, and I just walked up to him. I was like, Scott, you know, I'd had a few beers, you know, and I was like, Scott, blah, blah, you know, and he's gave me a big hug like he'd known me for 30 years, whatever. And I was like, dude, I'd love to set up a show. He's like, hey, send me your stuff. And,
Yeah.
and you know, I sent him our stuff, and he got back to me, and so I was really pleased with how that went, you know. And just the only thing is, it was cool playing Press Pub. You know, we played a previous band I had release back in like 2013. We played the Speakeasy level, but we never played the first level down there. And it was cool. I just remember the stage was way higher up than I remember it being.
It is.
So I didn't really get towards the edge. I was kind of close to the drums where the air was hitting me.
Yeah.
Because I had the great judgment to wear a thermal shirt under my T-shirt, so I ended up just burning up. But we had never played for an hour and a half before. So, and we hadn't played a show for 3.5 years either. So it was just trial by fire. But we got through it.
Yeah.
It was pretty grueling.
When was that, Thursday? Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I went to that. I wanted to come out, but we went to, we had Charlie Crockett tickets.
Oh, yeah.
We went to that. It's funny what you say about the stage thing, because like when we play, like I try to move around a lot. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the first things I always notice, like, if I jump off of the stage, can I fucking get back up it, you know?
Yeah, that's definitely one where I'm like, well, I'm not going to be, because I like to go off the stage if I can.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have a wireless setup or any of that, but I have long enough cable. And I'm thinking,
it's cool if we have a cable too to do it. It just is.
What's cool about the Brickyard, you know, it's not that high up, and we haven't played on that stage yet. You know, if you look up pictures of us from when we were playing before, it was just that, basically it was a drum riser. Right. A little bit of space in front of it.
Right, right.
So that's going to be fun, man.
I like playing on the floor. I actually prefer it.
Okay, you guys opened for Anvil. Now I'm turning it around. Now I'm asking you questions. But,
that's all right.
I remember when y'all opened for Anvil, I wanted to go to that, but it's like, I saw the pictures of you guys. It was like, holy shit, they didn't even get to play on stage or anything.
Do you know the story of that? What happened?
I heard there was so much gear that like y'all's set got cut short or something.
So I mean, we did a whole podcast on it when it happened. It was it's a long story.
Yeah.
But basically, like, we were supposed to start at one time, okay? Mm-hmm. And they wanted us to start earlier, and we didn't know that. So we start playing at the normal time, and then all of a sudden, like, I don't know what we were, 4 or 5 songs in, they just cut the vocals. And I was like, what's going on? And I looked over at Sean. He said they cut us off, you know? And I was like, I flipped the fuck out, because I was the only one that I was literally the only person that promoted that show. Yeah. So I did all the fucking work, you know? Mm-hmm. I went out of my goddamn mind. So I go after Anvil. I saw them all, and they're old. They're like fucking 80 years old. They were all out at their van, you know, like just whatever, being old. And I said, who the fuck do you think? I mean, I fucking laid into them.
I didn't know this happened at all.
And they were just like, oh, you know, and then their manager started talking to me, and I was like, dude, I don't want to hear your fucking mouth right now. I don't want to fucking hear. Like, I really lost my shit.
And these guys have their own documentary on this.
But it's like
so what?
But it's like the thing of, and it's like, of course they do. And if you watched it, it's like their lives are complete chaos.
Yeah.
You know, but and then after that show, you see why. You know, it's like they set up, first of all, they didn't have enough microphones for his drum kit. He had the biggest goddamn drum kit I've ever seen in my life. It took up the whole stage. Roger got a hold of us before we were supposed to come over. He's like, do you have any extra, I forget what it was, whatever kind of fucking kick drum. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not fucking bringing it. Fuck, that's not my job. You know, I'm not getting paid for this. So I don't know what happened with that, but yeah, they said they set up the drums up there, and then like they did a sound check, and they did 6 songs in a sound check.
Jeez.
It's like, dude, you guys have been playing for like 50 fucking years, you know, and you just kept playing and playing and playing. It was a nightmare. That's the only time, like, after I got done screaming at them, we came in. I was like, we're fucking out of here. I'm not sticking around for any of this shit. So then we came back here. We brought a bunch of people with us back here.
Yeah.
And then we actually shot a music video in the basement. We played the rest of the set for everybody,
awesome,
and then we
man.
shot a music video.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, it was fun. I can't believe the cops didn't show up. It was late.
Wow, man.
But yeah, it was in hindsight.
What a story.
Yeah, in hindsight, it's like it's probably a better story that it did go bad than had it not, you know. We really got the Anvil treatment. But yeah, people were like, "Why are they cutting you off?" You know, like we came here to see you guys.
Tell you, I saw John Christ back in March, and I was really psyched about it. Mm-hmm. You know, guitars for you know what I'm talking about. But I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Oh, he's doing Brickyard. This is awesome." Yeah, it was on a work night and everything, but I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm going to go." And hell, I got an Uber and stuff, so yeah, I got fairly plastered at it and all that, but not too much, because I didn't want to miss it. Mm-hmm. But God, it took fucking forever. And then, like, to set up, and then he gets up there, I see him, and they start playing, and then they disappear for like 15, 20 minutes, and then he comes back out, and then he's playing he's just shredding, they're doing instrumental shit for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, man, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And then they end up playing like 20 something songs after that, but it ran so late. I left like halfway through. I was like, fuck it.
That is so amateur. That is such an amateur shit too.
I could have met him. I was hoping to meet him and everything, man. And I missed a lot of the songs I wanted to see, but I think like her Black Wings was playing when I left. I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm good after that.
Yeah,
I had to get up for work, man, you know.
It's really inconsiderate. It really is. It's like, and I don't understand. I think shows should start earlier. And I think like a lot of these people that book these shows are like, they'll put like 5 fucking bands on them. And it's like, that's dumb. It's so counterproductive.
I love the Brickyard. Like I said, I cannot wait to play there again, man. I love the place and everything. It was just, you know, like I said, I think it was just like when they finally went on. I don't think it was really the venue at that point and everything. It just they started so late.
Yeah.
Well, it was great. Oh, and at that particular show, Roger kicked out 3 skinheads.
Really?
Right in front of me.
Oh shit.
A few feet away from me. I'm sitting, you know, the long bench, you know, in front of the bar. I'd just gotten there. I'm sitting down and I see these guys walk in. Obviously, one of them was obviously a skinhead, whatever. And then I see Roger walking up and said, "Nope. We don't. Your kind isn't welcome here, man. You know, we don't deal with that shit here. Whatever." Paraphrasing, you know, whatever. But anyway, he said, "Y'all got to get out."
Wow.
And he says, "I think there's a lot of people got my back here." And the big skinhead, there was one that was like huge, you know, and he was getting mad at the one that kept cussing at Roger. He was like, "Fuck your mother, fuck your mother." That's all he had. I mean, I was kind of like, "Really, dude? Your skin? That's all you got?"
Yeah, really.
Fuck your mother, fuck your mother. But for a second there, I thought this dude's gonna like bust a beer bottle and try to like stab somebody, and it was crazy. But that was the same night.
Yeah,
I love that place though. You know, it's we can't wait to get out and play everywhere. Hopefully the concourse, and I'd love to play the Grove again. I mean, the sound's kind of all over the place there, but I love how the
Grove.
It's in Oak Ridge. It used to be a movie theater.
Oh, we played there. Yeah, I forgot about that place.
I love how huge the stage is.
It sounds so good in there, but it's so fucking big.
I just love having all that room to move around.
I want to shoot a music video there because they have like the lights that go around the stage. It looks like what you call it from the 80s. Fucking I'm getting old.
I'm thinking of like a school auditorium. That's what I feel like I'm playing.
Yeah, but it does sound. It's like it was like World War II. It's like a bunker in there. You know? But yeah, it sounds good. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah. I hope they do more shows there. I haven't seen as many happening here lately, but and then Open Chord. You know, I'm sure we'll end up playing there.
Mm-hmm. So this Pres Pub, that was the first show you played in 3.5 years.
Yeah.
No shit.
Man, I just remember looking down at the set list and I'm like, oh shit, we're only halfway through.
Yeah,
we ended up cutting like 3 songs, man. You know, I figured we might, just depending, you know, because I had like the bullshitting around a little bit in between the songs. There wasn't a whole lot of that, you know, but and we still made it about an hour and a half right at. So
I always tell people with our surf band we would do because it's a totally different kind of like places that we would play, we would, it's a lot of like festivals and shit like that. So it's like we would play for like 2 hours, and that would be like 300 songs because those songs are 2 minutes each. But with Mass Driver, it's like the most that I like to do, the absolute most is like 35 minutes, 38 minutes. Cause it's just like, we'll give them a hard 30 and get off the fucking stage.
Yeah. That's normally how we would do it before.
9 songs, and then get off the stage. But yeah, that's hour and a half's tough, man. That's like fucking Guns N' Roses shit.
Yeah. I can't wait. I'm going to see them in September. I'm psyched about that.
They're at Bridgestone, aren't they?
Yeah, but they're doing Thompson Bowling Arena too.
Oh, that's right. What? How much do you pay for tickets?
It was like 100-ish, somewhere around that, a little bit over 100.
Really?
Tax and all that. Yeah.
Got to be more than that.
Oh, I did too. Because I saw they were coming. I'm like, I'm not paying $300 a ticket.
That's why I didn't buy tickets, because I thought they'd be that much.
I've spent more than I ever have before this year on tickets. I saw Stevie Nicks and Alice Cooper. That's probably my top 5 favorite shows now. That
really?
show he just did was just...
He still does it.
I could have stuck around and met the band too, man. I don't know what it was. It's like I had to drive Brian back home and all that, and I was just like, fuck it. I just want to get home. But I kind of wanted to stick around and meet Nita Strauss and all them.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal. But playing an hour and a half felt like 3 hours. But I'm glad we did it, man. It was good. It's a good experience.
Yeah. So you don't have anything else lined up right now?
No, we're working on that, man. I think Dylan's, I'm good friends with Stephanie Manson, Carter Manson from Covalence's mom, and she put shows together. I think she put the cat benefit show together, and
you guys should do that.
It's the last time I saw you, I think.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think Dylan's. I think they're gonna see like what openings they have left for the summer.
Yeah,
I can't wait, man. We got some momentum now. I knew it would just come down to just us playing a show, but we were all getting frustrated.
Yeah, you have to have a goal to work towards. Otherwise, it's just everybody starts doing their own thing. Yeah. No, I get it. Band management, I fucking get
Life
it.
happens, man.
Yeah,
a lot of life happened, and then the pandemic. And that's why it took 4 years for us to get our album out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's wild when you hear it. People think, "Oh, this is like new." It's new to everybody else, but to us, we've been
sick of the songs.
No, I'm just not sick of them. But yeah, I mean, we got them down. So
yeah,
we've already got like almost pretty much enough songs for a third album.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's not a lot of vocals on them yet, but we play them pretty regularly.
That's cool.
We got a really fast one that we were going to put that we had in the set. That's one of the ones we ended up not doing, but it's like Ramones sounding shit.
Like just like punky?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's fast. So that's the first time we've done anything that fast. I love it.
Yeah, it's
Hopefully
fun.
we do more songs like that.
Lots of fuzz and play fast. Yeah, it's fun. All right, so let's talk about our last song here, which I've never even heard of these guys.
I was wondering if you'd heard of them.
No, Catherine Wheel. I looked them up, and the singer, did you know this? He's the cousin of Bruce Dickinson.
Yep.
That's pretty rad.
He's like a car salesman. I mean, it's
like custom cars or something.
Yeah, he does like commercials. That's his thing now. It's like, dang it, because I wish they would get back together. And
yeah,
they're just one of those bands. They're the whole British invasion. Everybody knows Oasis and Blur, but you got your other bands from that era like Supergrass, and then you got and Catherine Wheel, and I feel like they're like the most underrated band from that scene. And I just love their harmonies, man, and I just love Layers, as you could tell. That's why I love Alice in Chains so much. But Catherine Wheel is about as influential as they are, man. They're just so overlooked. But
yeah, I've never heard of them before.
All their albums are good. The very last one, they changed their name to The Catherine Wheel. I think they're kind of falling apart. That's got a couple of good songs, but all the rest of their shit is just really solid.
Probably a lawsuit in there somewhere. That's usually what happens.
Yeah.
Remember a couple years ago, Caius did that. It was like everybody but Josh Homme, and it was Caius Lives. It's like, come on, man. Just say you need the money. It's all right.
Yeah, like Morbid Angel's original singer, David Vincent. Now he has a band called I Am Morbid.
Oh, Jesus.
And so
you should get a job.
I saw Morbid Angel back in April. It was with the other singer, but I mean, it's funny how that works. And there was 2 versions of LA Guns for a long time.
Yeah. There's a bunch of those.
Queen's Rock thing.
Yeah. There's a bunch of those fucking. There was a. They had all those hits in like the two. Was it Three Doors Down? No. Who's the other one? It's not Three Doors. Maybe it is Three Doors Down. It's one of those fucking. But who did that song? I'll never let you go. I'll never let you go.
Shit. I'm generally good at guessing this stuff, man.
Yeah,
I'm blanking out.
I can't.
But
sing.
you have a lot of that crap happening with the bands. It's like, come on, man.
Well, yeah, Third Eye Blind. All right, so
okay.
So Third Eye Blind, they there's I don't know if it's still like this, but there were 2 of those bands. All right, so the singer, whatever his name is, still owns Third Eye Blind, the name, I guess, somehow, and he played the Tennessee Theater.
Yeah,
and then like a week before that, the other Third Eye Blind, which is the rest of the band, played at the open court. So who's doing better? But it was
I know.
But I thought that was really.
I was saying that about Stevie Nicks. Damn near sell. It looked like it. What I saw at the Thompson Bowling Arena, like I didn't see that many empty seats. And then when Lindsey Buckingham comes, he has to play the Bijous. It's like, well, he can't say shit about. He can't say shit in that argument.
So did she play? I guess they did a bunch of Fleetwood Mac songs.
Oh yeah, it was awesome, man. It's even better than I thought it'd be.
So she can still sing?
Yeah. She sounded, not that I thought she sounded bad, but, she's 75. For her age.
Is she that old?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
She just turned 75 the other day, but it's like, wow. Like, she sounded a lot better than I thought she would.
75.
Yeah. That band was spot on, but, anyway, like the harmonies. Mm-hmm. I'm tying us back into Catherine Wheel and everything.
That's all right. That's good. Bring it back.
I'm not good at bringing it back. You can ask my girlfriend about that.
Man.
The man of many tangents.
Yeah, when I saw the name of this strange fruit, that's an old I think it's Billie Holiday song. In like the 40s or 30s. It's really old. And it was about like slavery and like hanging slaves from trees. And
I just saw that. There's a documentary on I believe it's Netflix. It's something about pop, and there's different eras of they cover different eras, but it's always pop music oriented. Like there's the 60s.
I think I
the whole
watched
Motown.
that.
Man, it's fascinating. And there was also a Clive Davis documentary too. And I'm trying to remember which one. It might have been the Clive Davis documentary. That's really, really good. Mm-hmm. But that song's featured on that, and I was like, holy shit, like I've never even heard this. Like,
there's a bunch of versions of it.
But it's just the same title, but it's just a really good straight ahead song, man. Just all the layers of guitars and the atmosphere and reverb, and they use reverb like crazy.
Yeah. Shoegaze.
Oh yeah, they were kind of lumped in the shoegaze thing, just like Hum was. So I guess that's just kind of a genre that I like to incorporate. Yeah.
You don't run a lot of effects though, do you?
I've got enough of them. I've got the big muff and on the bottom of my pedal board, I got the big muff and the overdrive, and then the Behringer, and I got the Behringer chorus and the Behringer delay.
You should get sponsored by Behringer.
Yeah, I know, right? No, my drummer was drunk and felt like being really nice to me. He knew I needed a few effects pedals, and I'm like, "What's the cheapest ones you got?" So
yeah.
I still owe him one.
Some of those are really sought after. They had it was a Super Fuzz. I don't remember what it's called now, but I think it was based off of the Univox Super Fuzz, and a lot of people would fucking get that thing, and then they'd like put it in a new housing because those housings are real cheap. You know, just that thin fucking plastic.
That's true. That chorus pedal, it doesn't always light up when I stomp on. I gotta like stomp on it pretty hard.
Yeah.
But they're $25 a piece, man. I feel like for the price,
get a couple of them.
The tuner, it's kind of it's decent, but I want to get one of those. I'm trying to remember the brand name. Nathan and Adam both have one. They're a lot more accurate. Mm-hmm. This one bounces around a little bit more, but it works.
Like a Peterson.
But the only piece of music equipment I have at all from when I was like my early 20s is a Morley switchless Morley wah pedal. It's the Steve Vai one.
Yeah.
Even had the Steve Vai CD that came with it.
Oh wow!
I still have somewhere, but it still works great. I think the only reason I still have it was the sadly, is the serial number got worn off the bottom and the pawn shop wouldn't take it.
No shit.
I'm glad. I'm
Thought it
so
was
glad they
stolen.
didn't. So I've got that one. Well, when we were at Dutch Valley, man, a lot of our gear had gotten stolen. Now I don't know to this day. We never found who was really behind that and everything, man. But it was just really that kind of stopped that whole era of the band, and it just was really discouraging. But I still had my guitar and everything, and somebody stole that. So I just had a lot of bad fortune with gear.
Wow.
So it's awesome that I see that wah pedal. I'm like, well, it's awesome. I still got because I use so much wah.
Like Kirk Hammett.
See, I was thinking that at the same time. Don't pick on Kirk Hammett like that, okay? He's a fucking great guitarist.
That's pretty good.
I am. Yes, I am, Lars, as a matter of fact.
Did you ever see Some Kind of Monster?
Yes.
Is that not the most fantastic movie you've ever seen in your life?
It's great because it's like they let it. I got respect for him for letting that come out.
It's
not very flattering.
Not at all. What you knew who came out good in that was Kirk Hammett. It was like, hey, he seems like a pretty nice guy, you know?
When am I going to get my guitar solos in the album?
Yeah.
Jimmy's like, I don't know, man.
He's
That's
like,
Lars about it.
I just think it's really fucked up.
I think they released a version of it with the guitar solos. I was just like, pfft.
The version of that album, because Metallica was one of my favorite bands. Yeah. They had the DVD version of that where they were like in a garage and they fuck up on it and it sounds a little more rough. Dude, that I ripped the audio from that and I used to listen to that way more than the actual CD. It sounded way better.
I think, well, there you go. I mean, his trash can like snare sound make more sense when everything else is raw sounding.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny is when I first heard the title track, you know, that it was a little like teaser commercial for it, and I'm like, oh, I see what they're doing. They're putting a little teaser, doing that thing where all the audio's diminished and then the sound kicks in with the full production.
Right.
I didn't realize that that's just what it's going to sound like through the whole album. So I bought the album and I'm like, oh shit. Like, I mean, props to them for, I mean, it's crazy. I wouldn't have, that's just my preference. I wouldn't have let that get through like with that. That's a lot of people, with that snare sound to get out. But
did you listen to the new album at all?
I like it, man.
Really?
I didn't think I would. I don't like everything on it, but it's got some riffs, man. It's got some genuinely good parts on it. I gave it a pretty flattering review. I think somebody suggested you should do album reviews, so I did one of like the new Depeche Mode, and then I did one of the new Metallica, and I don't know, man. I haven't really gone back and listened to it since that much. Yeah. That's the thing. It's just
I didn't like it. And I've been like a defender of them for years, you know, and I can't get behind them on this one. You know, it's just like, I get it, man. You've been doing this for whatever, 40 fucking years. It's like, you're going to have some stinkers. I understand that, but like,
it's like Master of Puppets on steroids.
Yeah, it's not. It's like
Master times 5,000.
It's like, I've never been a big lyric guy, but like, man, and metal lyrics are by far the dumbest out there. But man, they just took it to a whole other fucking level.
I know your stance. So
one.
We've had that discussion about lyrics where you're just like, you know, because I listen more for the melodies.
That's what you want to. Your ears hearing the melodies. It's not. You can say whatever the fuck you want. You know, like James Brown's a perfect example of that. Have a good band and just have like a good some sort of like melody, some sort of mid-range thing in between there to fill up the gaps, and then it's like that's all you fucking need.
Yeah.
But I mean, unless you're like singer-songwriter, but I'm just, you know, for that kind of shit. But the Metallica lyrics are so bad that you can't help but hear them.
Well, if darkness had a sun, I'm kind of like trying to figure out.
It's like
metaphorically, like, I don't know. Like I said, maybe I read the lyrics and make more sense of it, but I just hadn't gone back to it, man. I think I jammed the new Overkill. It came out like the same day. I think I jammed it a lot more.
I have trouble getting into metal anymore. I was such a big metalhead back in the day. Metal and like rap were my two big things. And I can't fucking get into it like I used to. Every now and then I'll listen to old shit like fucking Rust in Peace. Like,
oh yeah, of course.
Greatest metal album ever. But like, yeah, I don't, it's never my go-to anymore. It's weird. I listen to way more old rap.
I've been getting into a lot of like Motown stuff, like 60s stuff.
Fuck yeah, man.
Well, see, Casey, you know, my girlfriend, she get on Pandora and just pick like a, you know, 70s soul classics or just random stuff. And I was going, oh shit, I didn't know they did this. And I'm sitting here putting all this into my Spotify.
Yeah.
So I've amassed like a ton of stuff just in the last few months, man. I'm going back and listening to like Lovin' Spoonful and like all kinds of shit like that. Mamas and Papas, and because before a lot of those bands I would just know the hits, and now I'm going back and really diving into the albums, and it's like wow,
yeah, it's cool. CCR is one of my favorite bands of all time.
And Nathan loves them too, man. He knows how to play a lot of their shit. We were jamming Fortunate Son the other day.
I always wanted to start a CCR tribute band. I always everybody wears flannel, but yeah, like. The Temptations is one of my favorite groups as well. Yeah. I fucking love.
That's one of Casey's favorite, my girlfriend's favorite bands too. I like the Four Tops, dude. I've been listening to the shit out of them.
Yeah.
I can't believe how many hits they had. Like they did a lot of stuff I didn't even realize.
OJs are really good.
Yeah.
It's real, just like, like real soulful. Yeah. I fucking love that.
I mean, it has that same aggression. Like it's weird. It's like you have that aggression in metal, but you have it in that stuff too. It's just a different like.
And they're dressed way nicer, and they dance, and I love dancing,
Yeah.
That's a big thing with the Temptations, all this, just, their moves and the synchronized. Oh, I fucking love that shit.
One thing in metal, I think, that gets lost a lot, I like metal with like Pantera. It's got a lot of groove in it. That's my favorite kind of metal is groove metal. Because I feel like I want shit that makes people want to move.
Yeah.
I want to write stuff that makes people want to move and everything instead of just
like black
militaristic, just straight ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, I love some of that shit, but there's got to be some like
I think
grooves in there.
It's got to have some groove. You can't what did I think Keith Richards said it. He's like don't forget the he's like people always forget the roll in rock and roll. It's got to have that. It's got to. Yeah, a lot of people.
Like with one thing about our new album, I really like is there's a lot more groove in there. Like the first one, I mean, there was some groove in there too, but it was just, a lot of it was really straight ahead. I love how there's a lot of these, dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
I love that. There's more variation.
Yeah, like
and everything.
And a lot of the times, and you learn this like as you get older and play for a while, it's like less is more.
Yeah.
As far as like riffs and shit, hit them on the one, as Bootsy always said, and then so that's.
Listen to Sex Machine, man. I mean, all you need is just that riff. Just play it through that whole song. That's all you need.
Yeah. Another good album you should check out, and I've played a bunch of their songs on this thing is fucking Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. God damn it, I'm fucking stupid today.
I'm not familiar with Bruno Mars, but
oh, dude, Bruno Mars fucking rules.
I mean, what I've heard of his stuff is really good.
Yeah,
but I haven't heard of the other
Silk Sonic. Check out that album. Oh, dude, it's awesome, so fucking good. It's real 60s soulful. Even like the fucking dude, I'll show you the fucking music videos when we get done here. You'll love it. If you love Motown, you will fucking love it.
Put it on my Spotify.
Yeah, Silk,
or I will forget.
Silk Sonic. Yeah,
awesome, man.
They have like probably like 5 or 6 songs. That's all you need.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, everything I've heard from Bruno's great. I just I haven't really dived into his entire albums.
Just check out The
Weeknd. I've been getting into The Weeknd lately. He's got some really good stuff. When I first heard about it, it was like I don't know, it's really my thing.
Sounds like the 80s.
So I've heard a lot of artists getting hyped up, and it might be someone else's cup of tea. And I hear it, and I'm just like, I don't get it, but I get it with him, man. I mean, he's really talented.
Yeah. I got a bunch of groups like that. Ghost is one of them. Fucking.
I love Ghost. I love Ghost, man. I see why people don't like Ghost. I get it, but man, he can write a catchy ass song though. It's just, I think a lot of the problem too is initially when I first saw him, I'm like, oh god, they're gonna be super heavy, and then you hear him and it's like,
it's
super poppy.
Yeah.
But I'm a sucker for a catchy song, man.
Fuck yeah, man.
And that's what I listen to them for is the melodies. Tobias is a very talented guy though.
Austin and I talk about that quite a bit because we're both into pop music. Like we're both really into pop music, and when we write MD songs, it's like it's got to have a hook. It's got to have a hook. Even if I can't sing the fucking thing well, it's still it has to have. Usually our hooks are like try to be our riffs, but it's gotta have some sort of thing to it.
I try to write instrumental hooks like with my lead parts and everything.
Yeah,
because I feel like it's kind of been lost a lot in a lot of newer music that I've heard. Like you'll have a vocal hook and everything, but then where's the guitar at?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
gotten so suppressed down the mix. You'll hear like a little odd little guitar lick, and it's like all bass and drums, but nothing against the bass.
Yeah,
but you know,
no, I get it. Yeah, absolutely. So, well, cool. I think we hit all the checks. Anything you want to promote? Where'd you write? Did you write your reviews for something, or you just gave them for free?
Oh no, I just put them on Facebook, man.
Okay.
It was like, what?
What's that website?
I post way too much stuff on there already, man. I'm on there way too much, but
you should write. You should get on a fucking blog or something and do it.
Yeah, that's cool. I think a part of me always wanted to be a journalist for like Rolling Stone or one of those places, you know, some kind of rock journalist or a critic or review, you know, write reviews. I've always kind of wanted to do that. I also wanted to really get into radio too, and I wish I would have gotten into that out of high school or whatever. But
now you can do podcasts.
Yeah.
You know, man, if I could fucking do it, anybody can do it. You know, fucking dumb. It ain't hard.
Yeah, I mean that's awesome setup you got here though, man.
Yeah, thanks. I like stuff. makes my life seem more complete. All right, so I think that's it.
Well, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming over. We'll have to maybe have the whole band over sometime. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, that'd be great, man.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But yeah, we'll everybody check out their new album, Pulp, on all the streaming platforms. And
we're going to be playing a lot more shows coming up.
You guys have
beginning last week. So
you have a website too, right?
Oh yeah,
Worn Out Souls.
Yeah, we're on it. We're on everything. Reverb Nation.
Okay, just give it a goog.
Spotify, all the streaming platforms.
All right, cool. You guys doing any music videos or anything?
We're thinking about it, man. I mean, we batted around the idea of getting August possibly to do one. You know, the pandemic has been so long. It's like I don't even know if he'd probably remember now if I mentioned it. It's been like years ago, but I
can fucking text him right now if you want. I can get him on the podcast.
I was just thinking about that earlier, randomly. Like, man, you know, it'd be awesome if we did a music video. Mm-hmm. Since we didn't do any for the last album.
Yeah, you should do that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. If
you got
practice or whatever.
If you need some ideas, man, I'm a source you can come to. I have you know.
Oh, I love being a part of your all's Power Claw shoot. Lost and Found. Fun. That was a blast. I thought that was the coolest thing. You have crowd surfing and everything in there.
Yeah, it's funny when we went into that. I had a whole idea in mind for that, and then it completely changed day of. So, but yeah, that was fun. It turned out well. August is very very fucking talented, and he just finished shooting a full length movie. I can't think of what it's called right now, but Strange Films. Check it out.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, dude.
All right, cool. Well, then I'm going to hit the button here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 72, and we will catch you next time.